As of recording of this video, the streaming service HBO Max is going through a pretty rough time right now. It's doing some pretty awful business practices involving taking down movies and TV shows out of its streaming service out of nowhere with no alert to not just the consumers, the people who pay money to stay subscribed to their channel, but also to the creators of these shows, particularly animated shows. The creator of one animated show, Infinity Train, came forward in a blog post on his website talking about how they were going to be alerted of this removal at first, but then Discovery, the company that now owns Warner Brothers, which is also in turn HBO Max, just straight up pulled the plug, just took out the show. So this has caused a huge uproar. Many shows and movies, the Batgirl movie, there was a Scooby-Doo movie that were near completion, like 95% near completion, just stopped, halt production, and have no planned release and are going to be written off by Discovery/Warner Brothers. And now people are talking about the debate of piracy. Piracy is a very nebulous, dubious, controversial topic. Not amongst consumers, because piracy is actually pretty widespread, but amongst, well, studios, executives, people who create art. But in this case, the artists who are being affected by this are now just shrugging and have to either turn the cheek or actively providing methods to pirate the shows. Links to Google Drives are now being widespread, being traded off on social media like Twitter and Tumblr, and it did have to result to this. These shows that people have the right to watch are now being removed on a service that they rightfully paid for. And throughout all of this, I am also upset as well, like everyone else, but it was reminding me of a situation of a movie that, as of recording, is in, not only is it not in any streaming service, so not on Disney Plus, not on HBO Max, not on Hulu, not on Amazon Prime, but also not available for rental, digital rental, and digital services like Vudu. And that movie is Dutch. This is a John Hughes written comedy film in the vein of planes, trains, and automobiles. In fact, it actually takes place in Thanksgiving. Now, this is a movie. Came out in 1991. Quick review. It's okay. Not as good as Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's sporadically funny. The chemistry between these two actors are good. But that's not really important. The movie's not important. What's more important is, well, the people who love this movie and want to see it. But as I mentioned earlier, as of recording, there is no legal digital way of watching it. Since this is a 20th Century Fox movie, which is now in turn basically a Disney-owned movie, it is not on Disney Plus, it is not on Hulu, and as I mentioned before, it's not available on rental, like on places like Vudu and YouTube. So your best bet is to get it physically, right? Well, thankfully, there is an upside to this, getting it physically, unlike certain shows that I mentioned earlier, like Infinity Train, that have physical releases, but they are either out of print or being sold at upmarked prices by scalpers on the internet, on websites like eBay. There does exist a Blu-ray of this movie. A Blu-ray of this movie was released in 2012, but that is a movie that is out of print in Blu-ray. So that has gone up to ridiculous prices, like $200+, which is absolutely ridiculous. So if you're someone who wants to watch this movie in HD, you can't buy it digitally, you can't rent it digitally, and you can't own it physically on Blu-ray unless you are willing to pay $200+ for it. This is a VHS copy of the movie. It's actually really good condition. Let me slide it out. Dutch. It's in hi-fi stereo Dolby Surround. Has that classic. I'm very nostalgic towards that look. I associate this with movies like Home Alone. I used to watch Home Alone and Home Alone 2 a lot on VHS as a kid, and it would have this kind of blue, green, white. I love it. Fox Video. Yeah, not really special. It's a little faded. So maybe someone had this out in the sun, not actually outdoors, but maybe next to a window or something. But yeah, great physical condition. Wait, this is a VHS though. Who in their right mind is going to want to watch this on VHS unless they're like a hipster like me? But modern audiences, people who remember watching this on 1991, people who like this movie and want to own it and watch it using modern technology like a Blu-ray player or streaming services, can't. So their best option is a VHS tape or something that is slightly more modern on DVD. This is also a DVD copy of the movie. This came out right around, does it say here, like on a specific date that it came out, and a copyright? It says 2011, so this actually came out, this might have actually come out the same time as the Blu-ray release. Now, there, as I mentioned earlier, there is a good, there's a good ending to this. Not a great ending. In fact, I am going to refuse to say good. There is a silver lining on this story. Thankfully, this disc, this DVD copy, and hell, even the VHS copy is actually widely available. I looked up just briefly on eBay, and they go for around like $10 bucks. You know, most expensive will probably be 15. That's, and for people who love this movie, that's probably what they're willing to pay for it. I have not seen this physically in stores like on Walmart or Best Buy. I've never seen this physically before, and its bonus features are literally the trailer and TV spots. That's it. PG-13. It's not even in like 5.1. Thankfully, it's an anamorphic widescreen. Yeah, stereo. Not even in surround, though it's just a straightforward comedy. Let me open this. Yeah. Just a normal plain disc. But yeah, that I just wanted to make a really brief video about the dangers of taking something out of streaming services with giving people very few options on how to watch it physically, and also the dangers of not putting movies in streaming services and digital rental stores in the first place. Yeah, this is a special case. This is a movie that you just cannot find in streaming services. You can't even rent it digitally. This is funny because I didn't grow up with this movie. As I mentioned before, this is a Thanksgiving movie, so I, grew up with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and in turn movies like Home Alone and stuff like that. So I didn't grow up with this movie, but my parents did. They saw this. I believe they saw this the day of the year it came out. 1991, and it was last year when last Thanksgiving was approaching, and they were like, I remember watching Dutch, and I really like Dutch. We should watch it as a family in Thanksgiving, and that's when the rabbit hole was discovered. Yeah, so modern movies and TV shows should not be a Dutch. They should be widely available for streaming services, digital rental stores, and the silver lining is you can buy this. You can buy this, I believe, new. The disc is available for Prime for like $15 last time I checked. But yet again, it's a DVD. Why would you... People want to see this in HD. There does exist an HD master because there was a Blu-ray released in 2012, but it's out of stock. It's sad because there is a much worse scenario with some movies. Movies like, most infamously, The Abyss and True Lies by James Cameron is just flat out not available on Blu-ray. One of my favorite movies of all time, The Prince of Egypt, was also part of that group. That movie was just straight up not available on Blu-ray for quite a long time until it was released on Blu-ray by Universal. Not the best news, but the Blu-ray release, from what I can tell, isn't the best. I don't have the Blu-ray. I should buy it, I guess, just because I love the movie. And not because it's going to be a great transfer or anything. From what I've heard, it's not particularly great. In fact, I've heard from some people on Blu-ray.com forums that the DTS surround sound mix is actually better than the DTS master audio mix that's on the Blu-ray. Yeah, that's depressing to hear. But yeah, don't be a Dutch. Release shows and movies widely available for everyone else. Because if someone doesn't want to go through the hassle of watching this on a disc, they should, honestly, pirate. Watch One Piece.
Ed O'Neill,
You'll know him when you see him.
America's working-class hero, is now unmarried,
Let me go down and get him.
but still with children.
I like the back roads. Nothing beats traveling the highways and byways. And nothing burps better than bacon.
You're disgusting.
From the creator of Home Alone and the director of Crocodile Dundee, Dutch.
See, I'm not such a bad guy, huh?
Rated PG-13. Starts tomorrow at theaters everywhere.